A long time ago, a sea king lived at the bottom of the sea with his 6 beautiful daughters. They were mermaids. Their bodies were those of a girl's and their tails of a fish's. The youngest daughter was the prettiest. She had a lovely voice. She loved to play with her good friend, the goldfish. She also loved to sit on the rocks at the surface of the sea and sing out in her lovely voice. The little mermaid loved spending time on the rocks. Her father, the sea king, was not happy of her behavior and would often scold her for going to the surface of the sea all by herself. One day, the little mermaid was sitting as usual on a rock, singing to her heart's content. All the sailors and passengers aboard a passing ship heard the singing. Among them was a prince who was fascinated by the enchanting voice. Suddenly, a storm broke out in the sea and the ship was wrecked. Everyone in the ship was drowned, but the little mermaid managed to pull the prince to the shore and to safety. Before leaving him, she could not help gazing with wonder at his noble and kind face. In the days that followed, the little mermaid could not get the prince out of her mind. She would often swim out to the same spot on the shore, wishing she could catch the glimpse of him again. As for the prince, he was in love with the person with that wonderful voice. The little mermaid heard from the goldfish about a witch who had great magical powers. She went into the cave at the seabed where the witch lived. The witch promised to help her in exchange for her enchanting voice. With a sorrowful heart, the little mermaid accepted the witch's condition and drank from the magic potion the witch gave her. Suddenly, the little mermaid was washed to the shore. Now, she had 2 beautiful legs in place of her tail. The prince, who came every day to that same spot on the shore, longing to meet the lady with that lovely voice who had saved him, was surprised to see a beautiful girl lying there. He ordered his men to bring her to the palace to take care of her. Now, the prince was attracted towards this strangely beautiful but voiceless maiden, but he had already given his heart to the lady with the lovely voice. He could not recognize the little mermaid, as he remembered only her voice and very little of what she looked like. The little mermaid was very sad at heart. Here she was with her loved one, but he failed to recognize her. Many a time he would even take her along with him on long walks. He talked to her a lot, but she could not speak to him as she had given her voice away to the witch. One day, there was a party at the palace. There were a lot of young maidens at the party. The king had announced that the prince was to choose his bride that night. Everyone was happy, and all the maidens were eager with anticipation. But the prince had no desire for any other maiden. He was lost in his love for that singing angel who had saved his life. To keep all the young ladies away, he spent the entire evening dancing in the arms of his good friend, the silent Little Mermaid. After dancing for a long time, he led her out of the palace to the seashore. There, he confessed to her his love for that maiden with a beautiful voice who had saved his life. Then something happened. Listening to him, the Little Mermaid could not be silent any longer. She broke into the song of love for the prince. The spell was finally broken. The prince was amazed and filled with joy. He had found his bride. They were united at last. The king blessed their marriage, and they lived happily ever after. The end. Hope you liked today's story. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you all soon.